Welcome to this episode of Practical Tips for Transforming Your Life with transformational coach Amy Barnes.
Many of us feel overwhelmed, in a hurry, stressed. And if you don't feel that way, consider yourself lucky, and you probably know someone who does. Stress is the number one reason why people miss work. It's the number one reason why people get heart disease. And stress just isn't a good way to feel. So what can you do about it? Well, if I could only teach one thing, I would teach people how to breathe. Learning how to breathe in a way that reduces your stress is one of the best things that you can ever do for yourself. So what's that look like? Well, first, right now, in this moment, how are you breathing? Is your breath, or are you breathing? Is it stuck right here in your throat? Are you barely taking in a little breath and you feel the air coming from just slightly down in your chest? Are you taking a deep chest breath? Or are you taking a big, deep belly breath? Most people, I notice, their breath only comes from somewhere just right around here, a real shallow breath. And when you're breathing shallow, you're only taking in about a teacup of air, and that makes your heart work harder. That leaves your brain getting less oxygen. It's harder to stay focused, to concentrate, and to think clearly. If you're taking in a deep belly breath, you're taking in about a quart of air. Your heart's working less, it's easier, and those times when you're taking that deep breath, you're actually not producing adrenaline, and you're producing less stress hormones like cortisol and all those other things that don't make us feel so good. I've been really lucky that I've been able to study with one of the top breathing experts in the world. And here's a little bit about what I've learned about breathing. For a lot more, you can click on the link below. Let's take 3 breaths right now. And you say, well, that's not going to be very good. It's not going to take more than a few seconds. To take a deep breath, we're going to do slightly arching your back when you breathe in and slightly rounding your back when you breathe out. So when you breathe in, you're rounding your back, you're expanding your belly like a balloon. So take a big breath in, and then take a breath out. You're kind of like an accordion, you're contracting, you're pushing the air out of your belly. And then let's try that again. So breathe in, expanding your belly. Breathe out, contracting your belly, blowing all the air out. For most of us, that feels pretty uncomfortable, pretty unnatural, and exactly the opposite of the way we think we're supposed to breathe. We've always thought about tucking that stomach in, breathing. That's not good. Where do you think your lungs are? Your lungs are not up here. Take a moment, think about it, point to where your lungs are. Your lungs are actually below your rib cage. So if you're not taking air in down there, then you're only getting a little bit of air in each time you breathe. So let's try it one more time. So breathe in, taking that big breath, arching your back a little bit, and breathe out, contracting your back, just breathing out. And it's going to feel awkward because it's not something you're used to, and that's okay. Reduce your stress, take a breath. So remember, take 3 to 8 nice, gentle breaths to get your energy back, to reduce your stress. For more info on breathing and a file that you can download with helpful information to you, click on the link below, and you'll also find more information on practical tips for transforming your life.
Thank you for watching this episode of Practical Tips for Transforming Your Life with Amy Barnes. For more great information, visit her website at www.inneroutcomes.com. Also browse the other shows found right here at Indie Biz TV Shows.